adventurers, and welcome back to Your Daily Dungeon, Episode 6. We're really excited today to kind of come back to where we left off, as we kind of left on a slight cliffhanger. I hadn't answered the question on whether or not Mel had shit his pants or not, so let's pick back up exactly where that is. Mel, you see a piece of armor, the armor that you shot to pieces with that, I think it was magic missile, right? It falls onto the ground in front of you.
Alright. So, what I want to do is I want to do something. It's very important that I do this. I'm gonna loot the body.
I mean, you find a dinged up kite shield, and in addition to that, you find what looks to be like 3 holes in it for magic missile.
Oh, I wonder where these came from.
They were there whenever I found it, so. What about his weapon? What did he have for a weapon?
He had a cat of 9 tails. So you pick up this weapon. You know what a cat of 9 tails looks like, Eric?
Isn't it like a whip with, like a short whip thing with a bunch of like, and
I would more liken it to kind of like a flail with many heads. I that's how I would say.
Yeah, that's one way to describe it.
It is like a whip with many like ends on it, but like I would think that the traditional monstrous medieval weapon has a bunch of like little flail heads on it.
Let me ask you something, Ian. What kind of stats does this thing have? And could I use it?
No, it's most certainly a martial weapon.
Oh, damn it.
So you pick it up, and it's robust and heavy. You feel that it does not necessarily require a whole lot of finesse to use. This thing is meant to just bludgeon things. It's definitely sharp on the tips. You would think that it probably does some sort of piercing damage when it hits creatures, as opposed to a blunt. And it looks like it might have a small bit of reach to it, as a matter of fact.
I'll give it to Watt.
Yeah, I was about to say, I'm on top of the stairs looking down. I'm going to ask him if I can see it.
Yeah, so he like trudges up the stairs as you guys are kind of pulling Amnon out of the floor. And he hands you this weapon, and you kind of examine it for a second, Watt. And you are proficient with martial weapons, are you not?
I am.
Is it? Yeah.
I also am.
You feel competent enough to probably use this weapon effectively. It's a reach weapon, dealing bludgeoning damage.
Ooh, okay.
Sorry, not bludgeoning, piercing damage. And it strikes for, let's see here, 2d4 damage.
2d4? All right.
2d4 plus strength.
Cool, and you said it was reach.
It can be used in regular melee as well, so there's no disadvantage at point blank as well, but it has some reach to it.
Awesome.
It's not magical, mind you.
I was about to ask that. Cool. Still neat.
And then you see that kite shield down there as well, that Mel probably propped up and was looking at.
I already have a shield. Would it be any better than the one I have now?
So you can spend some time examining this shield, and it looks to be maybe mildly better than your average square shield.
Okay, I just have the average shield, so I think I'm going to take that as well.
Okay. Anybody else in the party actually even use shields anyway?
I was about to, yeah.
Hell
I do
no.
not. Nope.
Cool.
So you heft the shield up, and you realize that the shield is nicer than your average shield, and would more than likely not be usable by somebody who kind of just occasionally lifts up a weapon every now and then. This is definitely something that requires a more martial prowess as well. It gives you an additional +1 that would normally not be there, so it's a +3 shield.
Oh, nice.
So as opposed to AC of +2, it's now +3.
Right. Nice.
You realize that whatever shield you have is not going to be able to be carried with this. You're going to have to either leave your other shield behind or hand it to somebody else to have them wrapped around their backside.
I'm gonna offer it to anyone else, but be okay with just leaving it here. Can anyone else like use it? Cause
I mean, I could, but I don't necessarily want to.
fair. I mean, I think I'm just gonna leave my other shield behind then.
Okay. Good. So you dump your shields off on the bottom of the stairwell as you trudge back up. You see Mel's kind of dusting himself off, maybe trying to wipe some dirt off of his face and some blood. And you see they've fully pulled Amnon out. Amnon.
Hey, I got myself out. Thank you very much, with the help of Davros.
Hey, what's good?
Is he still a bird?
He is.
Oh wait, yeah.
That's not something you see every day.
He's
I
still
just
an
like,
XP.
I like sarcastically whip my head towards Mel. I can still understand common, right?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
You keep your
Can birds roll their eyes?
What?
What?
Can birds roll their eyes?
Oh, maybe. I don't know. You haven't seen that gif on Reddit
Oh.
of the dog like rolling his eyes upwards as the guy's talking?
No.
It's pretty great. The ghost is just like, all right, this story again. Not the ghost. The dog is just like, all right, this story again.
Dog ghost. What's the...
Ghost
A
dog.
good bit. A good bit.
Not unless it's a ghost dog.
Alrighty, so you guys find yourselves now standing inside this room. That's kind of like the main hall area. The secret door panel is there. You also see the double doors to your right leading down the hallway, and to your left you see another door. Oh well, there's two doors to your left. I guess now there's three actually, because of that secret door that's been opened up. So you've got the secret door closest to the stairwell. Directly beside that secret door is another door, and then along that back wall that the armor came off of, there's another door.
Which one's closest to us?
Wasn't the secret door the one that activated the armor in the first place?
Correct.
Gotta be something good in there.
Yeah, like D&D logic.
Or
Or it's a trap.
it's a trap.
Well, DJ, I would think that as you're a rogue, you would have already realized that the trap in this room has already been sprung because you failed to check for it.
Wasn't that
Well, I mean,
the armor was probably
perhaps.
the trap?
Oh yeah, the armor we fought.
Yeah.
That was the trap.
Maybe you're the trap.
Oh, that trap.
It was at
It's
this
like-
time the players realized you completely avoided that really, really hard fight.
But it was fun.
Yeah, it was fun.
It's a trap.
Worth.
Well,
I also could have not intentionally stepped on spiders, but here we are.
God
So,
damn it.
where you guys going?
Let's go secret room.
Yeah, secret
yeah,
room.
it's the secret room.
Secret room, absolutely.
So, you walk over, and I guess Nork, because he was probably the closest to it again, is going to walk over there, and you're going to pry the door open, Nork.
Send the tank first.
You know it.
Don't you mean you Nork?
I quit.
So,
We don't have time for puns. No puns, please. This is a
See here.
pun-free zone.
Doubtful.
so it pushes open easily, Nork, and reveals a cobweb-filled staircase leading up.
Is it
Do you
like,
think
can I...
this-
Well, I have dark vision, it doesn't matter, but to one who doesn't have dark vision, can they see up?
No, it's totally pitch black. So you see kind of like a black and gray hallway. Not black and gray, but black and white. It's kind of what your vision is. Black, white, and gray.
I guess I'm gonna just sort of proceed up the staircase, you know, everyone else is gonna follow after me.
Yeah,
Well,
I'm following
do
him.
Do you think that goes to the third floor or whatever? Should
Well,
we
you're on
finish,
the third floor now.
or the next floor? Should we finish exploring this floor, or should we go on up?
Secret room. Secret room.
I mean, what's
Actually,
his name in the fireplace said there was an attic.
Hey, wait.
True.
Wasn't the
Wasn't the monster in the attic, or was that the basement?
That
It
was
was in
the
the
basement.
basement. I think the wasn't the other
kid
child
was
in the
supposed
attic.
to be.
Oh yeah, the children. Like yeah, they put the children. The children lived in the attic.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Out of character, I think we should explore the rest of the floor first, because I feel like whatever story progression there is
We
up
could
there.
always split up. Well, first
No.
rule is not to split
Oh,
up.
No, we
Bad
cannot.
idea.
I mean, like we like, I don't mind going up there. I'm just saying, if you guys want to finish exploring the rest of the house, I don't know if it's a good idea to go up there quite
Have
yet.
you seen Scooby Doo, Adam? You know what happens when you split up?
Yeah.
We catch old man Jenkins. That's what happens when you split the party up.
Some goofy shenanigans happen. We step on some spiders and we catch the bad guy.
There are
Typical
quite a few.
Adam.
There are quite a few doors for you guys to. The monster runs out the exact opposite.
Do what?
Well, yeah, if this had been a Scooby-Doo episode, instead of that armor attacking us, it would have just chased us, and we would have gone through all the different doors.
We would have had like the Beatles coming to bow 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 bow. You know.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, up the creepy hallway, or exploring the rest of the creepy floor.
It doesn't matter to me.
Oh, yeah, that's
I'm with
cool.
you, Joe.
I mean, unless someone needs to like find something super cool, I say we just continue up the.
I mean, I found my super cool thing. I'm just gonna like wait by the door of the stairs for everybody to be ready.
Davros can't speak because he's a bird, but last time he was of human mind, if the party wants to recall, he was all about getting the hell out of here ASAP.
I guess secret passage it is.
All right, secret passage.
All right.
So I'm gonna continue up the stairs.
Cool, secret passage.
Okay. So you guys start trudging your way up the stairwell, and it wraps up and to the left, and it looks like it goes behind the actual stairwell that you guys are at. You remember that you couldn't actually ascend to the attic from that previous floor you're on. So you march up these stairs as they creak and moan at every footstep. The sounds of infantile crying once again echoes through the chamber,
Don't like that.
coming from the floor beneath you, as the door behind you slides shut with a very soft click to the last person walking through the door.
Ah, nuts.
Sounds about right for this house.
One of Amnon's horns should still be glowing. From that light spell cast.
Unfortunately.
I think all of us have dark vision except for you, though.
Yep.
The definition of sucks to suck, Eric.
But I got a light.
Good thing I didn't
Yeah?
take dark vision for my next spell.
How wide across are these stairs? Are they 2 by like 10 feet across?
they're absolutely and utterly cramped. Aside for what looks to be like a small banister running along the side of each wall, there's nothing on these walls except for like the wood paneling, and it's absolutely cramped. You guys are standing maybe within like 3 to 4 feet of each other. There's so little space.
Okay. So more of like a single file line going up the stairs, right?
Mm-hmm. Now I believe Nork is at the front, and I suppose that Watt is probably at the back.
Yeah.
So you ascend up to the hallway, Nork. You come to a small landing with actually a carpeted entrance to the door, and you see this door here is a little brass knob, oval in shape. Intricately worked brass workings stick out the front side of this door, and you see the door is covered in dust and cobwebs, almost to the point that you have to probably pull away most of the webs to get to the handle.
Okay.
You can also use your weapon or something if you really want, or a dagger or something, if you don't want to put your hands on it.
Alright.
Spiders are achy.
It says the hobgoblin.
That's like bolt at the spiders to try to burn them off.
There's no it's just a web. Just a web.
Okay.
I want pictures of Spider-Man.
If I don't see any spiders, I mean, I'm not like my guys. I'm not afraid of spiders anyway.
If you really wanted to, you could probably use prestidigitation to clean the door off.
Nah, I'm just gonna reach for the.
Okay. You reach forward, grab the handle, and twist it, and you push the door. It gives some resistance initially as the webs refuse to tear. And after a moment, you guys see Dork push the door open. A churning, tearing sound comes from the opposite side of the door, which kind of echoes through a relatively empty hall on the other side of the door. As you push through, you see this room is bathed in a very low blue moonlight almost. This bare hall is choked with dust and cobwebs, and it looks like you can see a door directly to your left forward in this big empty hall, and you look to your left, you see another door all the way in the back of this hallway, and you can see running along that same wall directly opposite from the entrance you just came in is another hallway, and that runs down to your left, and there's 2 doors in that hallway as well. So this room is kind of like a it's a really odd shape. We'll just go with an awkward L with a weird it's like an upside down backwards L.
That makes.
So the Waluigi had.
Yeah.
It is basically the Waluigi hat, yeah.
He's house.
It's Waluigi's.
He's the real big bad.
He's the big bad that's been.
He's mad because he's not in Smash.
It's the curse of wah.
It's Waluigi's mansion.
Damn it.
Oh my god.
That's stupid.
Okay, I think I'm gonna wait for the rest of the party to,
The
I guess,
funnel
enter
in.
the room. Yeah, and then we'll figure out what we're gonna do.
Yeah. So you see several doors here. You look around and you actually see that one of the doors has a heavy padlock on it. Nork. It's the one closest to the entrance to the attic.
See that? That's the door that's gonna interest me the most.
All right. I think you are the one that actually has key to that you found earlier. Would you like to try that key?
Yes, I would like to try the iron key.
So you pull out the skeleton key, and you approach the door. Do you make any mention that you're going for the door to the rest of the party?
I'm gonna pull out the key and be like, I think this might be to this door. You know, just say something, something generic like that. So I'm just
so
go try the key.
You approach the door, and you see upon the front side of the door 2 letters, rather 2 initials, carved into the oaken door. It says R and T on them in common.
Oh no.
This is the children's room.
Most assuredly. So you stick the skeleton key into the tumblers of the lock, as you hear a heavy metal clunk as you turn it, and the door kind of like rests itself from its position, dust shooting off the door, and you hear the house give a very slight, as if all the sound in the entire attic you are in is suddenly swept away at the sound of this door being opened. An eerie silence overtakes you, and you feel as if a pressure change has happened in the room.
Guess I'll, as that happens, and then I'm gonna continue to push the door open.
So you slide the door open, and you see that this room contains a bricked-up window, flanked by 2 dusty wood-framed beds, sized for children. Closer to the door is a toy chest with windmills painted on its sides. You see a dollhouse that is a perfect replica of the dreary edifice in which you stand. These furnishings are draped in cobwebs, and lying in the middle of the floor, you see 2 small skeletons, wearing the tattered remains of the clothing that you seem to find familiar. You see that the 2 of the smaller, basically you see the smaller of the 2 created as a stuffed doll that you recognize. It's worn and tattered with age.
Just for the record, this is Kyle speaking, not Amnon. I hate all of this. This is scaring the fuck out of me.
DJ says, I can't believe they did this to these children.
I'm just being like, well, we found out what's been fucking with us.
Alright.
Ian, is there anything else of interest in the room?
The dollhouse is very interesting to you. It literally looks like the house in which you're in right now.
I don't like that.
Can I use detect magic in the room? See if I can find like the source of the haunting or some shit like that.
Yeah, you can cast the spell.
All right. Anything interesting?
You get a very faint magical energy coming from the dollhouse.
Oh no, I hate this even more.
I'm gonna walk up to it and just kind of get a closer look at it, not touch it yet.
So you look at the dollhouse and you see that it's partially cracked open, and you can glance inside of it partially, and you see dust-covered replicas of the contents of the house. You look inside the attic, and you catch a glance of a replica that looks oddly like Nork standing at the doorway to the room you're in.
I hate this, I hate this, I hate this.
Okay.
I'm just gonna be like, so anyone else want to take a look at this real quick?
I got
No.
this.
Yeah,
I'm
DJ
gonna say,
looks.
Nork, can you like wave your hands around or something, Nork?
I look at him like he's crazy, and I go,
Just trust me. I think I see you in this dollhouse.
get him even more confused, and I kind of half-heartedly my head and wave it for a second.
I'm guessing it moves inside the dollhouse too.
It does.
Cool.
Nope.
Dude.
And I'm like, hey, you wanna? I'm just gonna tell everyone to come take a look at this.
Ian, I want to go over there. I want to
I
I knowledge this up, man. I want to know what's going on.
So you walk up and you actually like, are you gonna like handle the dollhouse all, open it up, or are you just gonna crouch up and examine it closer?
Examine it closer. Maybe. I'm not afraid to put my hands on it, but I don't want to like pick the dollhouse up, shake it around, because
Yeah, but you can open to reveal its contents without actually without actually picking it up.
Okay, yeah, I'll do that.
Yeah,
Can I roll an investigation check and take a look at it as well?
you absolutely may.
Yeah. Do you want me to roll investigation?
Sure.
Yeah.
Okay.
I rolled a 20 total. Ian.
Alrighty. And what did
23.
you roll? 23. So
Yeah.
both of you start to examine the house, and you hear the bones behind you rustle and fall a bit on the ground as you all turn to see the two ghosts of the children standing, both looking frightened.
Nope.
Like, do they look like how they did before, Ian, whenever we saw them the first time?
They look more ghostly.
More ghostly,
they're
like how so?
ethereal. They look ethereal, very see-through, with almost a blue tint to their entire colorings. The dark purples and the shadowed over eyes of the children now look different. Their clothing is now tinted blue and is see-through a little bit, and the children seem to be more terrified of you.
Same.
So they seem to be terrified. Would I have ever, like, would it be possible for me to have seen something like this before?
A ghost?
Yeah.
A ghost.
Like, I'm just asking, like, how much would this, like, surprise me? You know, is this, like,
I think the
not necessarily common, but, like...
I think the actual existence of a ghost might be terrifying to some of you, while it might be almost a mundane experience to others. Let's go ahead and get wisdom checks from everybody. Eric, you can roll at advantage because you're what you are.
Alright.
Watt, you can also roll at advantage. Cool.
Nat 20.
I'm assuming I have
11.
wild shape mental stat. Right?
Yeah, you roll your mental stats.
have thought.
I got a 19.
I got
Okay.
a 21.
I got a 13.
What about
11.
Nora? What'd you roll? I didn't hear you, Dylan. What'd you say?
3.
3.
Oh, Norik, you're deeply disturbed at the sight of these children. You remember seeing them outside, and this is 100% different than you recollect them. They are most assuredly dead, and yet they stand before you. Amnon, you're less disconcerted than Norik is, but the ghostly visage that is before you unsettle you a bit. Mel and Watts and Davros, you're all pretty much aware that these are ghosts, and if you were suspicious that such a thing existed before today, you've now had your suspicions confirmed.
All right.
Would the existence of ghosts and spirits and all that be common to a druid? I know it's more.
Perhaps you'd be familiar with the concept, maybe not having encountered one in person before.
Okay.
Would I potentially be able to like roll religion or something to exorcise them, get them out of their suffering?
You can roll a religion to know how to exercise them.
Okay, one sec.
Ian,
And you may do so at advantage.
Cool.
Ian, I actually want to go. I want to go up to the ghost.
Okay.
Hey, I'll follow behind Mel.
Okay.
I got a 12.
A 12. You think that it's possible that their remains have not been buried, and that's possibly one of the biggest reasons that they're still around.
Okay.
Where to bury them and how to bury them are two separate factors you're not sure of.
Mm-hmm.
So, Mel, you approach the ghosts, and you see the young boy clutch his doll. He reaches for the actual doll that is on the ground and grabs it, and you see a ghostly visage leave the doll as the boy backs away from it.
Okay.
The doll visibly pales in color as the boy pulls something actually out of it.
Oh.
Would that?
Okay.
Sorry.
Yes, it irks you.
Yeah.
Oh, no, I was just asking. I'm just kind of thinking to myself, like, would that imply that the doll might have been like somewhat alive, or?
It does more than imply it.
Okay.
I don't like that at all.
No. Wasn't there something about necromancy going on in this house?
Yep.
So the young girl takes a step in front of her brother and kind of like puffs her chest out, and she looks at you and she says, "Why have you come to bother us?" Do you reply, Mel?
Is he gone again?
Uh-oh, Spadudios. Mel stares in a dumbfound expression, unaware that ghosts could speak. Dijo, do you reply?
What does she say again, Ian?
Why have you come to bother us?
We've just come to figure out what's going on here.
She stares blankly at you for a moment, almost as if surprised, and she says, "You've been through the entire house, and you have not yet understood what's happened here?"
We've gathered some things, but we just kind of want to get out of here.
The young boy kind of chokes a bit on his own fear as he looks. "I think we're dead."
I'm gonna go up to him and say, "Would you like some help moving on to the next life?"
He recoils in fear, almost slamming himself up against the chest up against one of the beds, and he phases through it and begins to panic, realizing he's phased through it. The young girl.
I just grab Watt. I'm just like, go, no, back off, gosh.
I'm sorry, I didn't know if they were suffering here.
He's like, "Am I dead?" And Watt's like, "Hey, do you want some help with it?"
I'm just gonna walk over to Watt and I'm like, "You've lost speaking privileges. Stop."
I bend down, and I kind of like approach them slowly. You know, like I'm like, "Can you tell me about this dollhouse? Is this your dollhouse?" To the boy.
He shakes his head and looks at his sister. You notice that the young boy, now that you can see past the hood that was over his face outside, Mel, you see that his face is gaunt and stretched. He looked plump and healthy, but here he looks absolutely malnourished. And you see that the sister is the same way. Her clothing hanging very loosely from her body.
Okay. Can you tell me about that dollhouse? Where'd you get that dollhouse? Did your parents give it to you?
She nods her head and says, "In a way, the nurse's maid. Well, she was caring for the baby. She brought us that, saying that it was a gift from our parents. Said that while we were locked away in here, we could see what happened in the house. Wherever we wanted to go, we could see, even though we could never leave." She looks at the bricked up window, and she says, "Please, mister, I'm so hungry."
All right. Well, I'll find you some food in a minute. But why weren't you allowed to leave the attic?
The monster in the basement.
Tell me about this monster.
She recoils at it. "Never seen it. I just know how you can find it." She points at the dollhouse.
Do you know what it sounds like? Does it make any type of sounds?
She looks at you and she shakes her head vigorously at fear. And she says, I don't know. I could just hear people screaming. We thought that was the monster for the longest time until we realized that it was other people."
I kind of like put my hand up. It's like, it's okay. Calm down.
While they're...
DJ. Yeah, go ahead, Amnon.
I was gonna say, while he's talking to the little kids, I want to walk over to the dollhouse and see if I can see the basement.
Yeah, so you walk over to the dollhouse, Amnon, and what Dijo and Mel started to see, now that it's been pointed out to you, you can see it as well. It looks like there is a hidden door on this sub-level, or on this level, rather. And it looks like it's attached to the, let's see here, what is this room? It looks like it's attached to a storage room.
Okay.
The storage room looks like it's across the hall from this room in the actual L, in the bottom part of the L's hook.
Okay. Does it show this creature in the basement at all, or is it just basically show us a way to get to the basement?
Yeah, you see that the stairway that is there winds itself all the way down to the basement.
Okay.
But once it gets down to the bottom part of the house, you see that the stairwell sinks through the floor of the dollhouse and through the floor of this room. You can't see it.
That's convenient. Okay.
Ian, I want to ask the little girl, and I'm gonna tell you what I'm trying to get out of it, but I'm gonna phrase it in a completely different way. I'm trying to figure out where their bodies are. Okay.
The two children's bodies?
So, but
they're literally here on the.
Yeah, the skeletons.
Oh, they're there on the floor. Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
it's the skeleton.
I thought. They're the skeletons. Oh yeah, that's right.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah. Okay. Well then, I'm gonna what's the last thing y'all remember? Whenever y'all's parents were here.
She blinks and she says, remember Father being so angry at receiving a letter. One that said that his favorite guest would never come here again. I remember him being angry at one of his own members of his party. I'm not sure if it was what this man was, confessing that Father cheated on Mom, and that a baby was born that would not cry. It was so silent. I wanted to hold him, mister. She reaches forward and clasps your hands. Her hand is almost so cold that it burns through your arm, almost. It feels almost painful to the touch.
I try my best to endure the pain.
Give me a con save.
Oh, that's not good.
Hey, Ian, were you saying something to me earlier?
20.
20. You pass. You're able to kind of steal through it. Yeah, and basically, DJ, I was look back at the house because you made that roll earlier, but basically, Amnon prompted us going back to look at the house.
Okay.
Ian, have I ever seen anything like this house, like this little dollhouse that we're looking at before?
It looks like it has some strange inscription on the side of it, but other than that, you've never actually seen anything quite like this house.
Can I try to read? Can I try to read these?
The inscription says, "Is no fun, is no Blinsky." You can hear the thick Slavic accent just by reading it.
Okay.
So I I'm gonna tell the kids. I'm gonna be like, all right, I want y'all to do me a favor, okay?
They both nod their heads.
All right. I want y'all to go to sleep, and I assume their beds are kind of like right there, right?
Mm-hmm.
I want y'all to try to go to sleep. All right. Just don't think about the monster or anything. All right. And we're gonna come back for you, okay? We're gonna come back. We're gonna take you out of here.
They both nod their heads and walk over to their bed sheets. You see them disappear as soon as they step away from their bodies, but you hear the sounds of their feet creaking across the wood as they patter over there. You see the bed sheets both lift up and both kind of curl up underneath the bed sheets, and they stay lifted.
All right. Kind of go over to Watt and just I whisper to him, and I'm like, just kind of pick up their bones and everything, and just be respectful. Yeah, I'm sure you're capable of that and everything. So, and let's we'll bring them out. We'll give them a proper burial and everything.
Right. Is there something I can? What were we saying? You go first.
Oh, I was gonna say I wasn't sure if y'all were like ready to leave the room or anything, but before I go, I wanted to take a closer look at their little Stitchy doll. Just kind of like investigate it, maybe kind of get some kind of sense for it. So
you lean forward in front of the Stitchy doll, and you see its head kind of rotate and look up at you, and it begins to cry like an infant.
Don't like that. Have I ever experienced anything like this before? Like this kind of doll?
Oh my gosh! No! What? That's the baby didn't cry. The baby. Oh my god.
Oh wait! Oh shit!
Light bulb.
Yep, I was just thinking that.
Yep.
Oh, that is
shit.
Necromancy.
Okay. So I'm gonna turn to the rest of the party
leave the doll here
and see, like, hey, did you guys see that?
I think we found their brother. I say really quietly.
Hey,
So is the brother still alive in the doll?
I don't know. I couldn't tell you that.
Oh no.
I'm just gonna go ahead and shift back into a human.
And do what now?
I'm just gonna shift back into a human.
Okay.
I forgot it was a bird.
He's been an
It's just a
axe beak
giant-
this entire time.
During this whole heartfelt scene, there's a giant axe beak.
Just standing there in the corner.
Okay, curiosity. I'm not sure how this works, but is there any chance like a feather would have fallen off of the axe beak?
Sure.
I want it, and I want to put it on my ear.
Okay.
Cute.
Can Axebeak just be like your signature transformation from now on?
Dude, fuck yeah, it is. That would be awesome.
Good.
No, an axe beak is your alter ego now.
What's its name?
Alright, so we should do something about this doll because it's freaking me the fuck out.
I say we leave it.
Well, do we
Do we
there's take the kid's remains and leave the doll here to haunt the house?
this is some dark magic right here, dude. Like, I mean, consider for instance our experience with the doll before. Do you think that was just an illusion put on the house, or do you think that was the doll that's also part of the illusion that is the house?
Well, I think the important thing is we don't know who the baby is, right?
Mm-hmm.
Something was obviously wrong with the child. Now the child's in the doll. Was it? Because
Right. Yeah,
you know, there was something obviously wrong with the child.
it seems like the baby was born stillborn.
I don't know. I'm not sure what we should do with it.
Yeah, I'm not sure either.
I don't know. Like,
Ian, is there some kind of check I can make to see if this doll is actually alive or just a trick by the house?
I'll tell you this much: when you cast detect magic, you didn't know anything magical about the doll, indicating that if there was some kind of fuckery going, it's most likely not magical. Or the magic that's been cast on it is so old that you wouldn't be able to notice it anymore.
Right.
I don't know. Who knows what's wrong? Who knows what the deal is?
I'm gonna say we could always just go finish off the monster in the basement. Hopefully the house will be a little less weird and we can investigate then.
Yeah, I guess that's an option.
I don't know. Well, whatever it is, I'm sure we'll find out soon enough.
True.
So as you guys are sitting here discussing, you hear the sounds of very light footsteps coming from the hallway outside.
Like, okay. Well,
Like childlike, or
Childlike.
but does it still look like the kid ghosts are in their bed?
Yes.
Don't like that.
You hear the sounds of children giggling behind you.
the two children in the
No,
beds.
you just hear the sounds of like laughter coming from the hallway outside the door.
Oh, okay. I thought that's what you meant behind. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So the laughter's coming from the hallway.
Yeah. As you guys turn to kind of move on out, you hear the sounds of a blood-curdling female scream.
Like an adult female or a child female?
Yes, adult female.
Adult female. Okay.
Well,
Coming from where exactly? Like here on our floor, or like somewhere in the house?
Sounds like it's on your floor.
Like in the hallway.
Is it in our head again like the other voices have been, or is it just an
No,
actual...
this one actually sounds like it's just piercing through the walls of the house. So Watt, you might not be able to hear it.
Yeah. I'm gonna...
You would see that everybody else turns their head to look at what the hell's going on.
Just like... Did you guys hear something? Where was it?
Yeah, there was a scream.
I don't know, but you should
and
go
children
check it
giggling.
out.
I just kind of peek my head around the corner of the hallway, look into the main room.
You see that the door that was shown inside of the dollhouse is now cracked open very lightly, and you see the light of blue moonlight streaming in a little bit.
Are you
Is this
talking
the
about?
one that leads to the basement?
Yes.
Okay.
Alright. Are we ready to go see what the hell's in the basement, guys?
Yeah, I think so.
As
Well,
ready as I'll ever be.
there's the door.
Well, as long as you're going first.
Let's do it.
Sure,
As long
why
as
not?
you're
I'm
going
just gonna-
first, man.
You do see that this door. You do see that this door is directly connected to another room before. Like, so there's that secret door that goes that like opens up the stairwell is connected to this other room, and you see that this other room is still in between you and that secret door.
So we have to go into the other room to get to the secret door?
Yes.
Well, I'm gonna lead the way and start going.
Let's do it.
Okay.
I follow what?
All right, let's do it.
So, you guys cross the hallway, and Watt, you approach this door, and as you approach Watt, the door very slowly creaks open.
I'm just gonna be like, not this again, and I'm just gonna keep walking forward.
Watt, as you approach the door, you hear the sounds of wet splatter, as if maybe a lot of liquid just hit the floor.
That's gonna like stop me for a second.
Like, you could clearly hear it, Watt.
This is in the same room, right?
It's in the room you're heading towards. It's not in the children's
The one
room.
we have to go to that
Okay.
has the secret door in it.
Okay. For some reason I was thinking like we were just like really close to it, or like closer.
Yeah, me too. I was confused for a second.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Yeah.
Yeah. So it's just really loud, and I'm guessing everyone else hears it too.
Correct.
That's just gonna stop me in my tracks for a second, and I'm just gonna keep going. See what's in the room.
So, Watt, you poke your head into the room, and let's see. You see this is a dusty old chamber, and it's packed with old furniture, coat racks, standing mirrors, dressed mannequins, and all sorts of the like that. They're all draped in dusty white sheets. And near an iron stove underneath one of the sheets, you see an unlocked wooden trunk hanging open. And leading from the door you're standing at is a slick path of bloodied footsteps that look like they traced their way out of the room, away from that chest.
Oh no.
Nope,
Is this
nope,
another one of the... I'm gonna like get Davros in and be like, is this another one of the bros we found earlier?
So Ian, sorry, were you gonna say something, Swank?
No?
Okay. So you said the footprints. It's like something climbed out of the trunk. Is that right? Am I understanding
Yes.
that correctly? Okay.
Well, no, it looks like something. Well, that's definitely one way to interpret it. There's a couple different ways to interpret that.
Hmm.
You want to go ahead and give me an investigation, DJ?
Yeah, I'll do that. It's 18 total.
18. It looks more indicative that something was carried over to the trunk and dropped into it, and whoever carried it over there was basically something was bleeding that was dropped into that trunk, and whatever carried it over there walked back through the pool of blood and had
Okay.
its footsteps painted in the blood as it traced back across the room.
Okay, that makes
DJ, you look at the elegant floors of this room, you see that there is a dried blood path that leads straight to the trunk. But
Okay.
the bloody footsteps look fresh.
Yeah. A dried blood path goes to it,
God, I hate all of this.
and then, huh?
I'm just gonna use Thaumaturgy to slowly shut the lid of the trunk.
Alright, so you rattle the trunk shut, and it kind of clasps, and you hear the sounds of the lock on the trunk. Lock. After a moment, you hear the sounds of a woman sobbing from inside the trunk.
Oh Jesus Christ.
I fucking knew it.
Yeah, you dumbass. The investigation check said that something got put into the trunk.
Yeah, but we also heard something, it's bloody. I assumed it was dead.
I mean,
Okay,
that's I'd say that's a safe assumption.
yeah. Okay,
You hear the sounds of very loud thuds hitting the roof of the trunk.
Oh god, can I thaumaturgy it back open, or is the lock?
Yeah, so you gotta, and the chest shakes violently as the room vacuums you guys into all the room as you guys are kind of all funneled around the front door, and the door slams shut behind you as the furniture in the room all is blown to the side, shrapnel and pieces of wood now spraying across the room, blood coming off the furniture.
God damn it.
You guys see various pieces of wet cloth now painted in red, streaking across the room. Swank, I don't know if your character has issues with PTSD or not, but
you can tell that that Davros is breathing a lot deeper than he was a second ago, and a lot more quickly.
you see bloodied wood splinters sticking out of these sheets now, as the trunk begins to violently shake and shudder, and before the lid explodes off the top of it, hinges sailing across the room, spiking into the wall just beside your head, Watt.
Oh god.
It's like that's what you get for closing the door.
You see
Taking revenge.
the lid flies up into the air, comes back down and slams into the wood, and instead of bouncing, the wood shatters beneath it, and it like rests into the ground like in a crater-like stance.
Okay. What was in a crater-like stance? I'm sorry.
The lid crashed into the ground, creating a small crater in the wood.
Okay, that was the lid. All right. So I guess we're about to find out what was in there. Okay. What else happens, Ian?
So you look around the room, and you begin to hear the sounds cease immediately. From the edge of the wooden chest, you see fingers slowly, spider-like in manners, tiptoe the way up the end of the chest. You hear the sounds of nails clinking on the metal lip and precipice of the wooden chest, and you see black hair rise up from the front of the chest as it looks like it covers the brows of someone's face.
Is this like the what's that movie? The Ring?
Yeah, like the fucking Grudge.
No, this is definitely something out of the Evil Dead, I'm telling you.
Ian, I just am gonna cast Mage Armor on myself.
Okay.
Just gonna do that.
DJ's gonna like kind of get behind Mel a little bit.
I'm gonna step forward a little bit, like with my hammer out, ready to fight.
You see the visage of begin to kind of like crawl her way up. You see that she wears what looks to be like a pillowcase, torn across the front end of it, so that part of her hair spills out, bloodied and torn. You see that the pillowcase is cinched tightly around her throat as she rises up out of the chest, and you see kind of pulls herself free. She's wearing a nursemaid's outfit, very similar to the one that you saw downstairs. Only it seems that her outfit is riddled in knife marks and bloody wounds that now ooze thick blood, but black as it hits and splashes upon the ground, making that same wet sound you heard before, Watt.
Oh no.
You see the woman look up and say, "I just wanted to love the baby. I just wanted to love the baby. I just wanted to love the baby."
I don't like that, and I'm just gonna shoot an Eldritch Blast at it. I don't like that.
Oh my god.
No, yeah, same. I'm swinging the cat of nine tails at it from 10 feet
that
away.
escalated very quickly.
That is a natural 20.
Oh my god.
26 in total.
Billy doesn't like scary things, does he?
No, I really don't.
All right, Mel. So you see Amnon standing beside you, blast out a pretty big little beam of energy, and it strikes the ghost-like woman before you, and roll damage, critical hit.
15. Damage.
All right. Roll initiative.
Cool.
Alright.
You know, that's what I got. I got a natural 1. Plus 1, so it's 2.
I mean, you technically acted first in initiative, so
That's fine.
in a way, you acted first.
That's fine. I don't care.
I like how Amnon was like, "I'm not."
Don't fuck with that shit.
11.
21.
I got an 18.
I also got an 11.
So it looks like the ghost goes first.
Oh boy.
Who rolled between 20 to 15?
Me, I rolled an 18. Davros.
Davros. Okay. 15 to 10.
I rolled 11.
11.
Who has higher dex? I imagine Mel probably does.
I'm guessing Mel. I have neg 1.
Yeah, I got a +2, so.
All right. 9 to 5. Norik, did you roll a 9 to 5?
Your boy rolled. Oh wait, no, I rolled an 8. Sorry.
Okay. I honestly I can't physically know what you rolled, so I'm impressed that I was badgering you to tell me what you rolled. That was some psychic shit right there.
For some reason, in my monkey brain took over and was like, oh yeah, 5 is up there, higher than 9.
Yeah,
I was like,
Hey, Ian.
and it was like, hey idiot.
Monkey brain claps the cymbals a little.
Let's see. What did DJ roll?
Sorry, I wasn't paying attention. 21.
Jesus.
Oh my god, DJ.
21.
DJ goes first, actually,
Thank
Yeah,
God.
might be.
and then Mel last.
No, me last. Amnon, I got 2.
Oh yeah, sorry. Mel's not last. Mel's far from last. All right, Mel. DJ, you go first.
All right. Well, I'm assuming I don't get sneak attack, do I? Is that a safe assumption?
I admire you for being inquisitive.
You know, I just always gotta ask just to make sure. You know, I gotta be extra cautious. I rolled a 21, and I'm attacking her with my, I guess my hand crossbow that I got.
21 is going to hit her.
Nice. All right. So that's a D6. Fell on the floor. Where'd it go? It's a 6.
6 plus dex.
Yeah, 6 plus dex, and that's 4, so 10. 10 total.
All right, it's her turn. You see her kind of like flicker as all the lights in the room shut out.
Don't like that.
Good thing you got a hit in early.
Yep.
Mel,
Yeah.
Mel, you see this creature vanish before your very eyes in the dark. You cannot see, save for just a little bit of light coming off of Amnon's horn.
Oops.
Great.
It suddenly appears beside Amnon. Amnon, you see this creature basically teleport beside you as it reaches out in its corporeal hand, attempts to reach inside you and grab your heart.
I don't like that.
Oh my god.
18 to hit.
18 to hit. That does in fact hit.
All right. So she strikes. You see her hand slip in through your breastplate. You feel a cold, icy touch grip your heart, and grab it, hold it still for a second. You take 4d6 damage.
Oh
Oh
God.
my god.
What the Oh god.
Man.
6, 9, 10, plus 3. You take 12 points of damage. That could have been much worse.
Oh yeah.
This is some JoJo stuff right here.
That actually was not that bad considering I had
Yeah.
Hexblade's curse.
And then I need you to give me a con save.
Con save. Boom. That is a 6.
You fail. Your heart momentarily stops, and you collapse onto the ground, momentarily losing consciousness. To everyone else around you, Amnon appears instantly dead.
Shit.
Oh my god. That's horrible.
Good God.
So Amnon just slumps the door.
Mm.
It is now Davros' turn.
Yay, my favorite time of the day. Okay, so I'm gonna cast the moonbeam over her.
Hell yeah.
He's gonna
The
cast
bug
what,
back
Moonbeam?
her.
Yeah, I'm gonna cast moonbeam over her.
Oh boy. Oh, okay. So she needs a con save, right?
Yes.
She fails, so she'll take the full damage.
Cool, let me roll it.
Mel, you suddenly see one of the windows burst back to life with energy as a moonlight streams in, and you see the ghost suddenly illuminated about 5 feet beside you, Mel. As it's struck by this moonlight, it wails in pain.
5 and 8. So
oh, also, Mel, I totally forgot because you can only barely see what's going on. You just see fucking Amnon's horn go from being in a 6-foot position to a floor position.
That's not good. Oh.
You also hear the sounds of thudding and probably Amnon wailing in pain for just a second.
Ian,
Yes.
I rolled a 13.
13? Okay. Alrighty, it is Mel's turn. Mel, the light of Amnon's horn shines upon his limp and lifeless features. And you see this ghost illuminated brightly in moonlight.
Okay, so I see it.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Magic missile.
Okay.
There we go. There
Okay,
we
but
go.
same.
It hits.
Oh, I know it hits. Nine damage. 9.
Okay. Alright, it's now Watt's turn.
Okay, I'm gonna run over to Zarvdok, who just collapsed on the ground, and see if he's like actually dead.
Give me a
Can you,
medicine
like-
check.
Yeah,
Who's Zarbdok?
or whichever one.
I don't
got
know
it.
who Zarvdok is.
12 on that medicine check.
What'd you say, Eric?
You see him breathing very, very.
Okay, can I like break? How can I make him conscious again?
Hit him.
You said hit him. I don't know. I think you have to
Or-
interact with him. You can spend your turn interacting with him to basically rest him from his slumber.
I'm gonna see that he's breathing and not dead, and worry about him in a minute. And I'm gonna go for the ghost, swinging
Weird.
with my. Sorry, swinging with the cat of nine tails, where I'm out of reach of the moonbeam.
All right. Go ahead and roll the hit.
17 to hit.
That's a hit. Roll damage.
Cool. 9 damage.
All right. You strike it with the cat of nine tails as it's obliterated from existence before your very eyes.
Ah,
Fuck
Cool.
get up.
Yeah.
You hear the sounds of the windows all kind of like shuttering back open as all of the room kind of flickers back into apparency in front of you guys. All the furniture is normally placed back in the room, and the lid of the chest is now shut.
Oh, I can finally see.
What?
Amnon, you kind of like blink a couple times and realize you're kind of collapsed on the ground. You feel your heart beating rapidly.
That one was a little bit of a heart stopper.
Oh God, I thought you were dead.
You sound disappointed.
I mean, glad to see you're up.
And you
from-
were so
behind-
devastated with Dijo's death.
From behind you, Watt, you hear the sounds of the young girl say, "She won't be gone long."
What?
Oh god.
Oh no,
Alright,
what do you
then.
mean?
Get the fuck.
Watt, do you turn to face the sound of the voice?
Yeah.
You see the young girl standing behind you, her ghostly visage looking at you innocently. She says, "She won't be gone long. You can't really kill ghosts."
And this is
Oh,
where we
no.
get the fuck.
Yeah, I'm gonna say, alright, you need to go back to bed. We will find a way to get rid of the ghost.
She says, "I can't sleep. I can't get in my room. This is the first time I've been out of my room. So long." You immediately think of the bones in your bag.
Yeah. Okay. That makes sense now. Is her brother anywhere to be seen around us?
No.
I'm gonna ask her if her brother's still in bed.
She says, "No. He's here. Just being quiet."
Okay,
She says, "Alicia was such a nice woman in life. I'm sad that she cannot rest."
it's okay. We're gonna find a way to break this curse.
She shakes her head, says, "Daddy made sure that Alicia would never find rest."
Oh my gosh.
Oh. Is it-
You see the lid that she came from burst open again. This time it just kind of like unlatches itself without exploding up into the ceiling or anything.
oh no.
The young girl motions for you to look at the lid, or to go over to the chest.
I'm gonna like have my weapons at the ready and walk towards it.
You walk over and you glance inside, and you see the skeletal remains, like the family's nursemaid, wrapped in tattered bed sheets, a pillowcase wrapped around her head, tightly cinched around the throat. You can see that she's also covered in knife wounds, and there are skeletal remains underneath all the clothing. You can see all the damage from the weapons. You see shattered rib cages, a pelvis broken, and you can see the throat. The spine of the throat is cracked on the backside.
Yeah, let's
Jesus
not take
Christ.
those bones for this.
Good God. Yeah, would it have been 10 minutes since we went into the kids' room? Because my detect magic could still be going.
Yes.
Okay, do I detect anything with that?
Yeah, you detect some sort of necromantic energy on this chest.
Could I do a check to see if I know of any way to break it?
You might want to ask the resident necromancer.
Oh yeah.
Hello.
What?
Who, me?
You wanna take a look at this?
Wait,
Who,
are
me?
who are you talking about? Mel or Amon?
Mel.
It's like, let
You
me
guys
call a
don't know-
buddy of
You guys
mine.
don't know that Mel's a necromancer, but he seems to be quite knowledgeable on death.
Well, okay, since I don't know he's a necromancer, I'm just gonna be like, does anyone have any idea what's going on with this?
Don't look at me.
Okay, I go over
Mm-hmm.
and I check it. This is the chest, right?
Yes.
Yeah, I'll knowledge arcana.
Yeah.
Okay.
At advantage because you're a necromancer.
Thanks for revealing that.
Man, you just straight up outed him.
Yeah.
That'd be a 12.
So, you glance down at it, and you see that there's some sort of necromantic seal on here that prevents a soul from finding rest so long as not all of the bones are there.
Oh. So, I kind of like look at Wad and just like this isn't all of her, if that makes sense.
I'm gonna ask, do you think we'll find it down there, like gesturing to the bloody trail leading down the stairs?
Possibly.
Well,
There's only one way to find out.
that's where we were going anyway.
So you hear the sound whirring and a click as one of the panels of the wall lifts itself up. It's by the door side of their room.
This is our secret door to the basement.
You look and you see a little spiral staircase winding down. It's made of cobblestone.
Well,
All right,
I think
I'm
we
gonna
know where
ask.
to go next.
I'm gonna ask before we head down there. Does anyone need me to heal them up?
No.
I
I'm
could use
good.
a small heal.
Yeah, I'm actually doing good.
I got you, Amnon. I'll just do cure wounds. Which, hold on, how much is that?
Should we take another short rest if anybody needs it?
I mean, I'm good. You
I
guys
could-
are-
I could.
That's okay. We'll go ahead and say that this is pretty much all the time we have left in this session, really.
Right.
It's
Okay.
honestly a good time to go ahead and grab that short rest if you guys need it. And we're gonna catch all of you listeners next week when we find out what's finally in the basement of this accursed house. And the pieces of the puzzle are finally starting to come together, huh, guys?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I
For
hate
whatever
it.
reason, for whatever reason, we can't just leave the house. I don't know why we can't do that.
We're trapped. All right.
Haven't you ever played Dungeons and Dragons? That's the core sport of the dungeon. You either go there and win or die.
Go there and win or die.
There is no try.
Oh my gosh.
Alright, thank you guys so much for listening. We'll catch you next week on Your Daily Dungeon, proudly sponsored by Your Daily Nerd.